back with another banger. First of all, y'all, we're back, and we're back briefly. We're back to talk about a little bit of the transfer portal, right? Some of the major pieces have been moved. We're here to quickly talk about the Las Vegas Aces and the rest of the free agency, right? So let's just, cause since we left off in the WNBA, we're gonna keep that going. The Las Vegas Aces said, "We see what you're doing. We see what y'all making moves. We see y'all. But you know what? This is what we're gonna do. Yo, Chennedy."
Converting. 6 seconds to go. Opening quarter. Chennedy Carter crossover to the rim. And only Dallas takes fewer threes. Carter, a little pirouette and a dance in the paint.
Out into it here at Wintrust. Leads back up to double figures. How about?
Come on, come play with us. So, there's been a lot of talk about like why Chennedy is not in the, or Kennedy is not in the, I don't know if it's Chennedy or Kennedy, honestly. But why she's not in the league, right? And we see major crash out. That's a major crash out, right? And that could, locker room issues, that could be an issue. I think, not what I said, but what I observed when that team broke up and Marina went to Connecticut was, I think it was maybe a game or two before the trades or the moves happened 2 years ago, when Kennedy got into it with somebody, Marina tried to break it up, and she just like started spazzing, right? I said, whoo, this team is problematic, right? After that, season ended, and we didn't hear from Kennedy no more. Well, I did, because I follow her. And she posts a lot. She posts a lot of reposts of people always saying, well, why isn't she in the league? Right? Or under the comments, why isn't Kennedy in the league? Then, we can make our speculation of why she reposts that or what. She might, I mean, we got eyes, right? We can see. But she might be feeling like it's a lot of problematic people in the league. And we've talked about it, right? But why is it that I'm being isolated? And she'd have an argument. Do I think it might be a little bit more than that? Might be. But I think the right people can put you into place, right? And the right people, to me, would possibly be the Las Vegas Aces. Now, if it does not work over there at the Las Vegas Aces, because if you go to the Las Vegas Aces, you got to know that we are talking business. We are here for business, baby. We not here to be fucking around. We here to win. So if you go over there with Asia Wilson, you better be locked in. Because at the end of the day, if you disrespect, to me, the face of the league, right? Then there will be no place for you in the league any further than that. So I'm hoping that, because every time you bet on Kennedy, them pieces hitting. She a motherfucking dog. So if you have her coming off the bench, you don't lose no scoring. And she might be coming for some spots. I don't know if it's going to happen, because ideally you want her to come off the bench and bring that extra scoring. But if Jewel is not consistent throughout the year, I could see her coming for that spot. Another person who got drafted, and we'll see how this plays out, right? We'll see how this plays out. Janiah Barker to the Las Vegas Aces. And watching some of, mind you, Kennedy, Janiah. I already said this. Janiah, UCLA, I've seen something in her, right? I think her positioning could have been more versatile. She could have played wing more than she played forward. But I think that she's also a player that I've seen be a little problematic. But I think, like, for all the problematic players, right, whether it's mental, like, whatever it is, right, I feel like these are the places for them to go. These Las Vegas Aces is absolutely the spot for you if you're problematic, because they're not going for none of that shit. And if you go over there and bring in that shit, like, you have no place here in the league. If you come to Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young's team with the foolery, there's probably not another place for you in the league. So if anybody can get anybody together, it's going to be them Las Vegas Aces. Right? So as far as the Las Vegas Aces, they said we're not playing any games. Check. Right? Then you have, I'm going to talk about this a little bit because I see it's like going to be a hot topic. And this is why, honestly, I was nervous about it. Because, like, why do we have to be all up in people's personal business? And I understand fans, like, and that's like idol worshiping. Like, when we come to religion and all that, I don't do the idol worshiping. Like, then you find out some of these people that you idol worship are like the most horrible people in the world. Even people that I'm saying are good people, they might be horrible people. I don't know them personally. Right? But you guys, like, follow people's, like, I mean, you guys make think pieces on these people's, like, personal lives. Then we got reporters asking about AZ and Paige, and that was my thing, right? I love to see them play together. I don't care what they got going on outside of basketball. Right? I don't care what they got going on in the bedroom. I don't care about none of that. I just want to see these two motherfuckers hoop. And if they're a great couple, they're great. They're young. I'm going to keep saying this. We just saw Sue Bird and her girl break up, and I'm not going to say I seen that coming from a mile away. Right? And the only reason I'm addressing it because people are saying, I seen Des Bryant make a tweet like, this is journalism. Like, they ask questions like this. So, in my journalistic, right, podcast, giving my an analysis of the situations is, I really don't care about their personal lives, but I understand that you guys do. And I think that they're young. So I'm going to address this once, and once only probably, right? I think that they're young. I think when people are young, some people tend to grow out of people, right? And that's okay, because you can still be friends. But I think that people, like fans, have such expectations that, like, this is our power couple. We love them. We want to see everything that's going on. Tell us your life. Are you guys still together? Like, who cares? Why do you guys care? I don't think, personally, if there was an issue, or maybe they were broken up, I don't think that she gets drafted there. But at the end of the day, who cares? And this is when it comes like, this is the problem, right? Like I said, I didn't like when my teammates dated. But this is the culture of the league. So you have relationships all over the league and outside of the league, right? And it takes away from, and maybe that's what sells, right? We're in like a reality TV show era. So like Stud Buds, right? That's the stuff that sells, like the streaming, the people wanting to know what you guys got going on in your personal lives. That's what sells. So if that's going to sell tickets and that's what y'all want to promote, hey. But for me, in any workplace, we don't encourage relationships, right? But if you're going to have a relationship, it doesn't need to be on public display. So from a professional standpoint, even as a journalist, that's not a question that I would ask. Because we're here to talk about basketball. But I guess if you're trying to get the tea for the fans, that makes sense to you. If that's the type of journalist you are, I'm just not that type. I wouldn't be that type of journalist. I don't think those type of journalists progress. I think you go into the TMZ, spotlight and the stalking people on the street spotlight when you're that type of journalist. You don't get to the Candace Parker stages, the Shanae Ogwumike stages when you are all in people's personal business. Okay? So, that's all I've got to say about that. Moving forward, any other WNBA, I think that's it with the WNBA. But now, let's enter the transfer portal. Alright, so South Carolina next year. They'll have Ashley Watkins back, Chloe Kidd's back. They just picked up Jordan Lee, which was a shocker. Then you got Jersey Robinson. Ooh, excuse me. You got Joyce Edwards returning. Joyce, I'm going to say this one time, and I'm going to say this one time only. Joyce is one of those players that ends up in my top 10 right now, but could be top 5, early top 5, if she just played with a sense of urgency. Joyce, and y'all know, Joyce just be running up and down the floor like, and then you think, like, damn, she just floating, right? Does she got a high, is that her high motor? But then you see her kick into gear and sprint down the floor. If she's played at that pace where she's playing with a sense of urgency all game, she ends up with, I mean, maybe the leading score, the record books, leading scorer, leading rebounder, defensive player, but she just be like coasting sometimes. And I think that that's a problem. I think that's a problem in the long run, is that it's too much coasting. Tessa Johnson, and she came back better. And I think that if she's more consistent, right? Where it's like every game we can depend on you. Every game. And I mean, honestly, with these rosters, it's hard for every game to be that person's game. But she came in the clutch. She came in the clutch. So they went, South Carolina went crazy. But who's been collecting people out of the transfer portal is Coach Yo. Let's see what Ole Miss has going on. Let's see what Ole Miss just picked up Jada Richard, and I kept calling her Richards, right? My bad. Jada Richard, and like I said before, if she makes these shots that she takes at a high volume, she is pro, right? But because she misses them at a high volume, they're questionable shots. Nobody complains, and I'll say this, nobody complains, and her shots aren't bad shots. They're good shots, but if they don't fall, you have to find another way to score. You can't just keep taking that shot, and you haven't found your shot. Go get you a layup. Like any coach is going to tell you, go get you a layup. Now, once you got that layup, now you on a flow, right? Now you're not hoping shit goes in. Now you know, okay, I'm back in rhythm. Then you get yourself back right in rhythm. So the shots that she takes, like if you go look at her shot chart, like it's games where she goes 1 for 10. I think it might be even 1 for 16. That's not okay. Because I've watched these games, and the shot selection, in the not even just the shot selection, the moments of these shots are bad shots. All right? We don't want to be in a crunch time game or you're shooting us out the game, right? And that's sometimes what her shots be, is like you're open every time. Sometimes you might have to think, maybe I'm leaving you open because you ain't hitting. So now get your teammates involved, and then now you'll end up, the shot will come back to you. All right? So decision making, but she's solid. She's going to be very solid. And then Coach Yo picked up a few people out of the Tennessee portal. Shout out to Talia Goodman, women's basketball, for keeping us updated. Oh, matter of fact, the person that I was looking for already committed to Ole Miss, which was Jada Silva. Ole Miss done picked up some favorable players too. But, I mean, my USC Trojans, again, at the #1 recruiting class in the nation. And I know, a lot of people have ridiculed people wanting to play with Juju. And obviously, people want to play with Juju. And maybe that's because the money good. Because the money is good. And maybe because people want to win. And everybody don't want to be the girl on the team. And some people have to understand that even though I'm not the girl on the team this year, next year will be my time to be the girl on the team. Or when I get to the league, I have to learn how to play with others. Alright? When you're playing chess, right, when you have good advisors and you're playing chess, you understand how the game is played. And when you're somebody like Juju, and I say this for my high school kids, when you're the girl on the team, that's when you want players to play with. You got to be a GM too. Public school, you can't recruit. You can't recruit. Is what they say. Right? So make it easy on your coach. So your coach isn't in any violations. Because the haters is out here. And you as a player, tell your homegirl from your travel ball team, hey, come play with me. I want you to play with me next year. And then you guys form your super alliance. There's good chemistry. You guys wanted to play together. You guys want to win together. Alright? So, anywho. #1 recruiting class in the country. Period. And we got, we got Jazzy Davidson coming back. We got Sanaya coming. Sanaya Hall coming. We got the girl from Australia coming. I don't want to call her the girl from Australia. What is her name? They just referring to her as Tay. Tay from Australia. Sarah Okiki from Spain. And when we pick up, I'll be honest with you, when we pick up players from around the way, when I mean around the way, out the country, Europe, I love it because the training, as many will say, the training is different. It's not independent of individual, right? It's, okay, backdoor, make the pass, make the read, right? It's easier because you're making the reads, so they're working on making reads so that the game is slowing down in situations, not where it's ball heavy dependent, which is not realistic. Right? The only person on that team that's going to be ball dependent is probably going to be Sanaya and Juju. Right? I mean, damn. And then you got Jazzy, and I'm happy. I'm so happy for Jazzy. Because she got to play. That was the best thing that could have happened to her. She got to play 1 year where she was the girl. So she knows that when she gets the ball, like, you can be the girl too. Now you got 3 big-ass guards who can be the girl. And then you have all the rest of your players on the floor who are great additional role players. And I don't want anybody to be mad when I say role players because every good, great team needs a role player. Every championship team needs role players. Dennis Rodman, great role player. Robert Horry, phenomenal. Derek Fisher. You know, like, I don't like when people get caught up in I ain't a role player, right? Like, no, you can be a Hall of Famer. You can go down in the record books too. You can go to the league too. That's the problem, is that people don't want to play roles. Everybody has a role. Even the main character has a role. Everybody got a role. So, that USC team, and like I said, I'm going to say it again, Juju drugged that freshman USC team to the Elite Eight. And I'm not going to say there was no talent on the team. Again, I know everybody likes to get offended by everything. All I'm saying is that she has a team of Avengers on her team this upcoming season. So she doesn't necessarily have to put her body through all of that either. And she's coming off of injury. So, I'm more than excited to see them play. And I think ending there, so like as far as my predictions, right? My top teams in the WNBA. My top teams in the WNBA is going to have to be, obviously, the Avengers of the WNBA, which would be the Las Vegas Aces. After the Las Vegas Aces, I'm going to have to go with... Do I want to go with them as number 2? I'm going to be honest with you. Ooh, I'm going to be honest with you. That's kind of hard. I'm going to put Sparks and New York at 2 and 3. I might put Sparks at 2 just because I think that we have a deeper bench, right? We have a deeper roster overall. But the big 3 over there, Sabrina, Satu, and Stewie, I mean, that's a hell of a big 3, right? Then I think Chicago's very solid. They got a very solid roster. But then even Atlanta has a solid roster. So that's, that's 5. That's 5. I'm trying to think. Oh, Minnesota. You can't go wrong with Fee, Court, Olivia. Even Dallas looks nice though. I might put Dallas over the Lynx. I don't know. I have to see preseason. I'm gonna be honest with you, preseason, but those are my top teams coming into the league, right? And obviously it can go either, people get injured, it can go either way. Dallas looks cold. I ain't gonna lie. Dallas looks nice too. I might have to bump Dallas up top 5. Depending on they got to get the flow together. They got to get the chemistry right. So, I mean, damn, I'm just excited. I'm excited. Tweet y'all. Tweet. I didn't put Indiana Fever in the top. I didn't put Indiana Fever in the top. They got a squad and they got chemistry. We'll see what Caitlin Clark adds to the team or subtracts from the team when she gets back. But I'm not going to go back over the top 5. Just know Las Vegas Aces right now is number 1. Sparks is I won't say they 2. Or I'll be being biased because that's my home team. But I got to put them up there. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them at number 2 for now. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to put Indiana at 3. Put Indiana at 3. I'm not sure what Dallas is going to do, but I got to put Dallas. I think I'm going to put Dallas at 5. I put New York at maybe 4. I don't even know if I'm putting New York up there. I might flip-flop those 2, 4 and 5. Because I got to look at the rest of the roster. All right. That's 5 teams. Atlanta, 6 teams. I'm just saying the teams that are going in the top for sure. Atlanta, 6. Did I say Chicago? Chicago. Did I say Dallas or Chicago on this one? It was supposed to be Dallas. Chicago over here. That's 7 great teams. Those 7 good-ass teams. 7 really good teams. 7 really good teams. Alright. Now, probably some teams that I missed. But as for now, that's it. That's all I got for you. Alright, as far as NCAA next year. I mean, we talked about the portal real quick, but South Carolina, USC, everybody else, I mean, even Ole Miss, everybody else, we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the year plays out, because we got a long time to talk about the the NCAA. But I'm gonna end this video, and I never do the NBA, but I'm in this video with the NBA, and it's gonna be a little, what do they call it? What do y'all call it? What do y'all call it? Controversial. I want to talk about a controversial topic right now, right? The controversial topic would be LaMelo Ball trying to purposely hurt Bam Adebayo. Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why absolutely not. If you watch the video in real time, in slow motion, it doesn't matter. As LaMelo's falling, right? As you're falling, you're like trying to brace yourself, all of that, right? And then immediately, as he hits the ground, his hand goes here and here. Now, unless you think that LaMelo Ball is a super samurai, where as he's falling, he's like, yeah, this is my opportunity to injure him. And he grabs his ankles as he hits the ground, right? As he hits the ground. As soon as he hits the ground, he grabs his ankles and he says, yes, I got you. That's not what happened. If anything, first of all, nobody has that much time to think. Like, when you're falling, you're not thinking about all of that. He didn't even have time to think about all of that. Unless, like I say, he's a super samurai, he done slowed it down in his mind. Sometimes you could do that. I think I have supreme focus, right? But even in my supreme focus, I'm not thinking, like, yeah, I know I'm about to fall, but all I'm thinking is, the only thing that I can say he could be thinking, as he's falling, he understands that this big-ass dude is falling with him. Right? I'm falling, you're falling. As soon as I hit the ground, I'm going to try to avoid getting smashed. So I'm going to roll over. In order for me to roll over, I'm not going to roll over this way because you're this way. I'm going to roll over this way. So when I roll over and I'm on my back, and I can't use my hands to get up. Like, when you roll out of bed, you go like this, right? So, and automatically when he's on the ground and he's rolling over. What are we talking about here? Like, and I think that cognitively, like, a lot of you guys, like, not even cognitively, like, logic and reasoning is chasing you guys, but you're running faster. Because there's no way, and I think some of you guys just like to, like, what you guys say, rage bait. Like, we're going to be serious, let's be serious. The NBA analysis, they're going to do all of that. They're going to act like he did it on purpose because they want people to argue in the comments and they want to get the views. But you guys have no reason to be doing that under the comments. When logic and reasoning should be your safest bet. Right? I'm gonna be honest with you. So, anywho, I don't think that he did that on purpose. It logically doesn't make any sense that he would do that on purpose. When you watch the video, it wouldn't make any sense that that was something that was done on purpose. Alright, I think Bam is good now. I think they say he fell on his tailbone, right? I've had a tailbone injury, taking charges. It hurts. When you fall straight on that tail, it hurts for some days. But at least it's no major injury, right? So, they lost. It is what it is. They actually could have won. They might have won if he was still playing. Don't know. But it is what it is at this point. There's water under the bridge now. So let's move on from that. And let's see what's going on in this NBA playoffs. Who's going to win? Don't know. Don't really have, I mean, the NBA, anything happens. 7-game series, that's what people don't understand. You're playing 7 games. That's a lot of damn games. If you make it 7 games, right? And it can go anybody's way. 7 games gives you an opportunity. Right? 1 and done, single game elimination, that gives you no opportunities to come back. Right? 7 games, WNBA 5 games, 3 games, that gives you a little bit of, wiggle room. 5 games, obviously, great. And I wish it was 5 games instead of 7. 7 games is just extreme. So, other than that, but they got to make that money. Other than that, that's all I have to say today. Again, I always leave it at the end of the video. Don't know why. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you on the other side. Whenever the other side is, don't know.